hapon mga kapuso. Ako si Aya at live po na ngayon sa Facebook Q&A ng GMA na Ask Away. Naipasa na noong nakaraang Hunyo ang Mental Health Act at ngayong Mental Health Week at ngayong araw po it's World Mental Health Day. Magandang mapag-usapan natin yung nilalaman ng bagong batas na to at paano nga ba ito makakabuti sa atin pang-araw-araw na buhay, lalo na sa mga taong who are suffering from mental health disorders. Kasama ko po ngayon si Atty. Eirene Aguila at hihimayin po naming dalawa kung ano yung mga laman ng Mental Health Act. At kung meron kayong mga tanong, lagay nyo lang po sa comments at babasahin po namin ito. Magandang hapon po.
Magandang hapon, Aya,
po,
at sa mga taga-subaybay ninyo.
Yes po. Siguro magandang maumpisahan po natin yung bakit nga ba nangailangan ng batas para sa mental health at bakit kailangan maalagaan ng mental health in the first place.
I think nagsisimula rin to dahil napakatagal na merong maling perception pagdating sa mga mental health, mga taong may mental health issues and cases. Kadalasan nagiging laman siya ng biruan na hanggang mapunta sa mga mas dangerous na mga bagay tulad ng diskriminasyon, kawalan ng opportunities in society, and because of that, even a neglect in terms of addressing the real health concerns of patients of users or what we call patients with mental health concerns. So I think...
Huwag lang po tayo. Sorry.
So I think the concern really arose from that and napapanahon na bigyan talaga ng karapatan at tugon yung mga pangangailangan ng sektor nito.
Yun po, kasi ang madalas nating naririnig sa mga kampanya is awareness po na this exists, na meron nga po talagang mga mental health disorders. Pero parang nakakaligtaan natin na meron pong legal aspect dito sa issue ng mental health. Kung gayon po, para po sa kaalaman ng ating mga manonood, ano po ba yung mga napapaloob na karapatan ng mga taong nagsasuffer from depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, at kung ano-ano pang mental health disorder na sakop po ng Mental Health Act?
So siguro, mabibreakdown natin yan sa iba't ibang aspeto. Una sa lahat, basic, yung gaya ng sabi mo, yung pag-recognize at acknowledge na totoong meron. At ang isa pa ay ito ay isang isyong pangkalusugan. Hindi ito issue ng hindi ito yung issue hindi ito about crime, hindi ito about disorders that people would attach to those with mental disorders, no? It's not anything like that. It's a health concern. Yun siguro yung unang pinakamahalagang nangyari nung naisabatas to, mas na-highlight na ito ay isang health concern. At dahil health concern to, kesyo meron kang kakilala o wala, isa itong bagay na kailangan tugunan ng lipunan. At hindi lang yung doktor. At ang isa yun sa mahalagang bagay sa batas, yung community-based approach. Meaning, hindi mo lang yan kinukulong sa isang institusyon, pabayaan mo na yung doktor. Hindi ganun yung approach. Pati sa local level, sa communities, ngayon meron ng karapatan, meron na silang obligasyon na i-welcome yung mga may mental health disorders, bigyan ng mga access to services, and even educational institutions ngayon, napaka-mahalaga yung role nila para to educate people and to make those with mental health disorders feel welcome and safe in environments from schools to hospitals to LGUs and communities. So tingin ko yun yung una sa pinakamahalagang mensahe ng batas. Pangalawa doon, gaya ng nabanggit, no, ito ay health concern, kailangan may tugon.
Yes.
Diba? So ano ba yung tugon? Kung ito ay isang health concern, ano ba yung mga pwede nilang ma-access mula sa gobyerno? When you say government, national and local, mga hospitals. So napapaloob yung ilang general ideas when it comes to those things. And also, equipping the people who will respond. Isa rin yun sa mahalagang nilalaman kasi lingid sa kaalaman ng mga tao, kailangan din talaga ng special training sa mga mga tumutugon dun sa mga nangangailangan. May nangangailangan ng mga mental health patients. So, kailangan ng continuing training and education for the responders as well. So, yun yung mga iba't ibang aspeto na laman ng Mental Health Act. At nakakatuwa kasi meron ding penalties kung hindi mo i-provide yun. No? Or even when you discriminate, when you do not provide the care, when you inflict torture and harm, because nga there's a recognition that it's a concern, it's a health concern, and it should be addressed properly, proactively, in a way that will empower the patients.
Din po sa ibang laman ng batas, kasi marami sa atin na nakabasa nitong, syempre dahil medyo mabigat na legal document ito, hindi natin naiintindihan yung ibang mga kaugnay na mga provision. Gusto ko lang pong malaman, dahil nasabi niyo po na ito ay community-based na approach na po, magkakaroon po ba ng mga punishment para sa mga tao na hindi lang po yung uri ng discrimination, kundi kunyari po sa opisina o sa eskwelahan, kung meron pong mga bagay na nakakasama sa mental health ng mga estudyante or mga empleyado, ano po ba ang parusa na mahaharap po ng mga ito?
Actually, dun sa batas, no, sa section 44 niya, under penalty clauses, may sinasabi dun na merong punishment from imprisonment to fine. So, pwedeng makulong, pwedeng kinakailangan magbayad ng penalty, ng fines, ang mga tao na nagdi-discriminate against those with mental health conditions. And not just that, even those who administer inhumane, cruel treatments to people who have mental health conditions, pwede rin silang parusahan sa loob ng batas na to. Pero maliban dyan, meron pang ibang existing na actually na pwede naman ding gamitin. At bilang isang abogado, yun din ang aking advokasya. Na kung may nakikita kayong maling nangyayari, instead of you taking the law into your own hands, gamitin natin yung mga sandata natin. Kasi meron namang napapalob sa civil code, for instance, na when you make a mockery of people because of their conditions, you should be able to be answerable for damages or tinatawag nating danyos. Kung nakasama ka ng iba, nakasakit ka ng iba, whether crime siya or not, hindi lang naman krimen ang tinitingnan.
Yes po.
Kung against ito sa civil code, dahil against ito sa mga sa public policy and the way we're supposed to treat our fellow human beings in a civilized society, you can actually avail of the remedies in the civil code. So, yun din yung maliban doon. Ngayon, napakaklaro sa Mental Health Act na kung may discrimination kasi iba-ibang ways yan
Yes po.
Yun yung, hindi lang naman yun yung, ayoko ng ganitong klaseng tao. Discrimination can be excluding them.
Yes po.
Can be segregating them for no reason. Can be limiting their access or movement for no reason. So, gaya ng nabanggit mo, opisina.
Yes.
Kung wala namang rason para sa diskriminasyon, porket lang merong mental health condition ng tao, ayaw mong i-promote, hindi rin ata tama yun. Form of discrimination. Unless you can show that the discrimination serves a purpose. Pero if that purpose is nothing that will further the common good, then that can actually be punishable even in the Mental Health Act. And siguro isa rin na gusto ko i-highlight sa Mental Health Act. Kasi doon ako for me, yun yung medyo talagang kakaiba. The Mental Health Act, klarong-klaro sa start niya sinasabi doon yung pag-recognize na mental health patients actually, or persons suffering from mental health disorders, they are presumed to have legal capacity. If you read the law, for me, that for me is the most important facet of this whole thing actually. Why? It's a recognition na tao sila, to begin with.
And that they have the
may
capacity to
karapatan
make decisions
at
for
may
themselves.
kapasidad.
Yes.
Kasi kadalasan sinasabi, tibaliw yan, sira ulo, wala na yan. Burden yan. Diba? Ganun yung, we grew up, ganun yung thinking natin. Malas mo yung kapatid mo.
Yeah.
May ganun. Pero dito sa batas, klaro, yung presumption na may legal capacity. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Kung sa tingin mo, wala siyang kapasidad, ikaw yung mag-prove. Kabila ngayon yung burden. Ikaw na nagdududa at nagsasabing hindi niya kaya yan kasi meron siyang kondisyon. Ikaw ngayon, sinasabi ng batas, trabaho mong panagutan at sabihin bakit wala siyang kapasidad. For me, very important yun eh. And I think everyone should highlight that. It restores value in the person and legally gives a lot of weight because now you're saying that people with mental health disorders have a legal capacity. That's why throughout the law, consistent na kung may treatment, kailangan merong consent.
Consent po. ng
Mahalaga yun.
patient,
Dati
yes.
iniisip ko, ako, pasyente yan eh. So, pabayaan mo na, nanay na lang tanungin natin, asawa na lang tanungin natin. Dito hindi. Unang kailangan mong tanungin, yung pasyente o yung
So, wala
taong
pong
may
sapilitan
condition.
na commitment
Walang
into a
sapilitan
facility.
unless you can already show the danger or unless you can show wala ng capacity. Na, kumbaga, hindi yun yung first level. You can still institutionalize so long as the person agrees to it. That's why the consent part is, for me, very important. Ang pagbabalik ng pagkatao o nung taong may mental disorder.
It does sound
For me,
very
important
empowering
yun
po
eh.
na-
Kasi people will gloss over
Yes.
it. But as a lawyer, for me, very striking. Kasi nga, shocks, may legal capacity pala sila. Hindi pala to yung parang, palamunin, burden. Ganun kasi yung...
Or dependent to
dependent.
someone.
Parang kailangan may umaalalay sa'yo. Kailangan
Someone has to sign
somebody
for
has to
you.
do everything. Pero hindi. Sinasabi dito, may legal capacity sila. Everyone is presumed to have legal capacity, even those with mental health conditions. Now, if you don't believe that, ikaw yung mag-prove kung bakit. Hindi the opposite. It's not the person with mental health conditions who has to prove na kaya niya. Yun yung for me very important.
It does sound like a very new way of looking at the relationship between
Yes, and-
a lot of people, especially within families siguro po, that
Yes.
empowering then the people who have mental disorders to assert themselves.
Yes, and I think I like how you say na i-assert yourself kasi ngayon din wala ka ng excuse. Na meaning, trabaho ka din, di ba?
Yes.
For me, yun yung kagandahan nun eh. Everyone now is forced to say, okay, don't discriminate. So ikaw din, now that there's the line, don't discriminate, and you have capacity, then go look for a job. Become productive because you can be productive.
Yes.
So for me, that for me is very empowering. Na sana makita. I'll try to pull up which section that is. Pero yun yung magandang balikan din ng mga tao. Kasi mahalaga yun eh. Bilang abogado, unang tinitingnan natin bawat isang akto. Alam ba niya ginagawa niya? May kapasidad ba siya ng ginawa niya yan? Sa batas sinasabi ko, oo, meron.
Oh, so it has implications din po, for
a lot of
example, for
things.
other cases
For a lot of
outside
things. And it's interesting that you said it like that.
Yes,
Kasi the law itself says that. This is applicable for this and all other laws that touch on that. So for me, sobrang important yun.
So pati yung criminally insane defense, yung mga
You
ganun
have to
po.
now, that's why ang dami niyang, for me, yun yung malaking impact.
Right.
Because you now empower, they actually know more than you think they do. Or parang they can do more than you think they can.
So it's no longer an excuse
it's
to
not
say...
an excuse, not a simple excuse.
Not a simple
Yeah.
excuse there. Dapat proper wording because it's a
Yes.
very...
It can be
Yeah.
an excuse,
Yes.
but you really know how to prove. Because first and foremost, there are people with capacity. Yun yung mahalaga.
Okay, that's a very... Thank you so much. Attorney, that's a very interesting point that you raised about what the implications of the law is. It really changes a lot of things, not just for people getting access to more services, but yun nga po, empowering everyone else and changing how we perceive people with mental health disorders. Speaking of which po, dun sa mental health disorders lang po, we wanted to ask kung counted po ba ang drug addiction sa batas?
Actually, nandun din sa batas, pinag-uusapan yung pagiging addicted. And the law gives a very extensive description or definition of addiction. When your reward system is impaired, meaning yung pinukunan mo ng reward psychic or otherwise, kunikunan mo ng motivations. And if it's drugs, then it falls under that. And again, isang mahalagang bagay yon. Without being very black and white about it here, it actually says if there are people with addictions, you have to treat it as a health concern. Hindi kinukulong ang drug addict dahil criminal siya. Hindi ganon. Binibigyan siya ng tulong, binibigyan siya ng access to services such as rehabilitation, and all of these have to be within the context of something that's empowering and that in a community that accepts and encourages them to get better.
So, medyo enabling din the people who are falling into addiction na maging productive po muli in society. And that's of course very possible.
And sinasabi dito, yung recover, kasi the law is also what we call, they're talking about recovery-based approach. Meaning, you have to give these people a chance to take hold of their lives, turn their lives around, recover if possible, or live with the condition. And it's not because nasabing drug addict ka one time, hindi ka na pwedeng productive, or forever ka na lang drug addict. Hindi ganon. So, yun din yung kagandahan ng batas. It's the recovery-based approach, but in a way that recognizes that people can take stock of their lot or their condition and become something. So, dapat yung community ganun din ang tingin.
So it really involves every one of us to be a part of everyone else's mental health.
Yes.
Yun po. We have a question po from one of our viewers, and I think it's a very important one that I was looking for also in the law. Sakop na po ba ng HMO or any health insurance, if ever, if you want to have a checkup to see if you are mentally ill or not?
Okay, so yun actually, I think the idea is it should be included in, let's say, your PhilHealth and all of that. Pero yun siguro yung, kaya siguro nung nagsulat, siguro doon tayo hingi ng tulong na kung pwede sanang palakasin din natin yung boses natin to ask for the IRR to include it. What is an IRR? The law gives us the general rules or the principles, pero unfortunately, sagot sa ganon, wala pa sa batas. Ano yung extent na pwede natin gamitin yung PhilHealth to avail of a test, for instance? Wala pa dito eh. So sana yung implementing rules and regulations of the Mental Health Act, which as of today, wala pa kasi. Merong mga drafts, pero sana po, kulitin natin yung mga gumagawa, which is the DOH, and even our lawmakers, to really come out with the IRR. Kasi para talagang masagutan ng mabuti yan, and we can actually demand it. Kasi until the IRR is there, pwede kung bibigyan ng kusa ng offices. Pero sasabihin lang ng mga ibang ahensya, wala pang IRR eh. So hindi nyo pwedeng i-demand. So sana yun, sana may IRR para talaga masakop na siya sa insurance din.
We were talking earlier about this nga po, because I had a lot of questions for attorney about what the law actually contains. Ang gusto ko sana tanungin, ito nga, kasama din yun sa mga concerns ko, yung kung sakop na nga ba ng insurance ang pagpunta sa psychiatrist and other very important matters. Kaya lang, as attorney was saying, hindi pa available yung IRR. So, as far as the finer details are concerned, hindi pa tayo aware talaga. Wala pang may alam kung ano yung extent of the coverage of the Mental Health Act. Maaari po ba natin i-push, attorney, kung sakaling meron tayong mahanap ng organizations ng better coverage, for example, ng discounts for...
Yes, ako, I would encourage.
Kasi ang mahal po. Kung araw-araw niyong tinitake yung medication, that's a lot of burden for a lot of people.
Especially if we think about the rates, no? Number 2 cause of death between the ages of 15 to 29, suicide. And of course, that's tied in closely to mental health. So it is a concern. It's a very
public health crisis
big,
po.
it is a crisis. So sana seryosohin to talaga. Paglabas ng IRR that's comprehensive and that gives more than it takes from what the law has already. And kung ako sa inyo, tanungin din ninyo yung mambabatas ninyo. Nasaan na ba yung IRR?
Call your congressman.
Call your congressman.
Yes.
Knock on the door of the DOH secretary. Seryoso, kasi parang there's no way to get this
Yes.
out without the people in power putting it out. The battle for the reproductive health law took a while and also got stuck in the IRR. So sana hindi mas stuck dito sa Mental Health Act na walang IRR.
Para naman po para alam din po ng mga tao na hindi lang po yung mga taong suffer from mental health disorder na yung mga ka-benefit from this law.
Yes.
I want to ask po, for example, maaari po ba nating i-push, include sa IRR ang Mental Health Day for companies para magkaroon naman po ng break for employees na makapag-unwind pag sobrrang stress na sila.
I would imagine baka sabihin hindi siya sakop na kasi wala siya the IRR kasi cannot include too much
Yes,
na wala
po.
sa batas. Although I think there should be. I think there should be a law eventually, maybe incentivizing companies. For me, that's what I would push for. To incentivize companies that give a mental health day break to employees. Sana yung mga nakikinig from, I don't know, DOF or whatever, na sana magbigay ng incentive to those. Kasi kung maging practical lang naman din talaga tayo, kung hindi pangalagaan ng mental health, magastos, as you said, di ba?
Yes, po.
Bigyan na natin ng incentive because before it becomes a public health crisis,
Yes.
even worse, di ba? So, sana, it would be really good to have those. Because studies show that the mental health of especially a working person is highly dependent also on the working conditions. So, there should be more awareness. And going back to the law actually also encourages companies to revisit that. No? And the education part, that's also part of the law na sa education system pala, if we can ingrain in our youth, those in school, the importance of mental health. Hopefully, when they become business owners or employees, they're more conscious and aware.
Meron po tayong iba pang mga tanong na medyo light lang naman po. Tungkol lang din sa mga corporate concerns katulad ng kung ikaw ay may anxiety at merong mandated na outing ang iyong opisina at ayaw mo sanang pumunta dahil ikaw ay may kondisyon na ninenervous ka at hindi ka komportable talaga na sumama sa isang company outing. Meron po bang legal right na mag-refuse ang isang empleyado na sumali sa ganito?
I think to begin with, nobody naman can force you to a company-mandated outing.
Yes
really.
po.
If at all, they can probably give incentives to those who attend. But I think to be penalized for not attending, regardless if it's a mental health issue or whatnot, pwede mo actually kasuhan yung employers already. Kasi dapat labas na yun sa sakop ng trabaho mo eh. So, wala naman yan sa pinangako mong trabahong gagawin, di ba? Pero tas kung gagamitin laban sa'yo, hindi ata dapat hayaan yung kumpanyang gano'n.
Yun po. Si Happy Shell po, sinasabi niya na she has bipolar disorder. Sabi ng psychologist niya, so na-diagnose na po yata siya. Pero hindi ito kadali na sakit kasi mahirap bilhin ang mga gamot dahil ito nga ay mahal. Sana pati gamot ng mga may mental health problem daw ay matuunan ng pansin. So, yun po ang isa sa mga concerns ng ating manonood.
Yun po yung isang panawagan ng mga taong nagsusulong ng mental health services, no? Na sana sa pag-cover din when it comes to discounts or PhilHealth, masama yun. Kasi mahal yung mga gamot. And these are the kinds of medicines you have to take regularly for there to be effect.
Like since bipolar disordering meron siya, I have bipolar disorder also. I have to take not just once a day, but 2 tablets na morning and then evening. And then like 2 more tablets separately on the day. So medyo mahal po talaga yung mga ininom na gamot for that. Parang malaki po ang problema ng isa nating manonood. Saan po ba dapat ilapit kung ang isang tao na may mental illness ay nasa paligid, nagwawala siya, tas may isang lalaki binuhusan siya ng tubig para lang mapaalis niya yung taong may mental disorder. So I guess, meron pong taong may mental health issues at pinapaalis by dousing them in water.
Okay, I think una sa lahat, may kakulangan yung barangay kung hindi sila nag-step in from the start. Kasi, and I think yun din yung isang highlight ng law. Nire-require ngayon yung LGs to be able to respond. No? And dapat pag-respond with an awareness that it's a mental health issue. Hindi lang to taong
Kailangan paalisin
na disorderly
or,
in the as a typical criminal, no? So mukhang isang tao to na may mental health issues, so dapat yung magre-respond equipped with the knowledge of how to respond to that kind of person. Una sa lahat, I think you need to safeguard the person. So the DSWD and the barangay has to step in. Pangalawa, syempre may pananagutan yung taong basta-bastang nagdadaos ng tubig. Gaya ng sinasabi natin, mahirap kung tayo mismo ang mag-handle nito na hindi naman natin tayo equipped. Siguro alam natin masama yun na magdadaos ka lang ng tubig ng mga tao. Pero I think siguro that was their instinct to remove what they could not understand. So I think saan ilalapit? Una sa barangay, barangay health worker kung meron, para masagot yung issue.
Ito po, actually kaya kong sagutin ang tanong ng ating susunod na manonood. Are individuals diagnosed to have mental health problems eligible to be PWD or persons with disability? Yes. Yun po. If you care to elaborate po,
Yes,
Attorney.
actually, yan, gaya na sabi ni Aya, and she would know, really. So, yes, person, for me, it's a person's a disability, but for me, kasi I would qualify it not really as a disability.
Yes.
Differently abled for me, and that for me is better lang for me. Because, again, we're already saying they're legally capacitated.
Yes.
So there might be, but I guess bottom line is, there are people with special needs, and society has to respond to that. So yes, they can avail of the benefits under the PWD laws, but I think you have to go through the proper channels. So have yourself tested, evaluated.
There. If you would like to know, you do need the diagnosis of a professional before you can apply for a PWD ID to qualify for that. And madali lang naman po yung proseso, especially if you live here in QC. I can attest to that. Very simple. It's barangay clearance in a form and an ID. Plus, yun nga po, a mental health practitioner signing professionally that you are diagnosed with this.
Yes.
So, if that's something that you're interested in, yes, please avail of it kasi alam ko mahal ang gamot. Yun po. We have more questions here. Nabanggit niyo na po that drug addiction is covered by the Mental Health Act. Ano pa po bang ibang mga sakit? I guess, gustong konting specifics on ano po yung counted na mental health disorder sa Mental Health Act?
So, may ginagamit kasing general terms like psychiatric conditions, psychological conditions, neurological conditions. Again, hindi naka-specify sa batas kung ano yung mga yon. I would imagine sa IRR, they will specify. But that's why, as Aya said, kinakailangan nyo talaga pumunta sa isang medical professional who can make a diagnosis if you fall or have one of those psychological disorder, psychiatric, neurological disorder, then you would be covered by the Mental Health Act. Or you will be what we call a service user. That's what the Mental Health Act uses. Meaning you live with that condition, are managing it already, or don't even know you're living with it. So those are the people covered.
Yun, parang marami nga pong mga tanong sa atin yung bumabalik sa kawalan pa ng IRR. Alam ko, nag-celebrate po tayong lahat. Kasama po ako doon. Kasama din po kayo doon, Atty. Aguila, I'm sure. Na nag-celebrate na po tayo na naipasa, napirmahan. Pero mukhang may kulang pa dun sa IRR. Kayo po ba, ano po ba yung ilan sa mga inaasahan yung makita sa IRR na ida-draft po ng ating mga mambabatas?
Yung isa, syempre, inaasahan ko na simple. Simple ang proseso. Bilang isang abogado, sanay tayo sa mga komplikadong proseso. At dahil dyan, yung mga tao hindi ginagamit yung mga serbisyong nararapat sa kanila. So, ang inaasahan ko, yung IRR, sisimplehan niya yung pag-avail ng mga treatment, for instance, avail of coverage, pero gagawin din yung specific, ano ba yung deliverable sa side ng LGUs, side ng communities. Yun yung mga inaasahan ko sa batas. At inaasahan ko rin siguro another reminder against the abuse, against discriminating on people who have mental health issues. And ako wish list ko, sana meron ding more on the private sector side. Ano naman yung sanang pwedeng hingin sa private sector, whether they're employers, whether they're family, sana merong din doon. Kasi nga, it is a community and social concern. Hindi ito pasanin, quote-unquote, ng gobyerno lang.
Yes.
So, yun yung inaasahan kong lalabas sa IRR. At inaasahan ko mas lalo na with the celebration of mental health awareness, no? Na lahat tayo, we reiterate the call for the release of the IRR with the coming elections next year. Evaluate mo rin yung mga tumatakbo, where they stand on mental health and the furtherance of benefits for those suffering with mental health disorders.
Magandang usapin nga naman po yun kung ano yung maitutulong sa atin ng mga iboboto natin in terms of our well-being. Kasi
Yes.
kasama po ito sa ating well-being. Gaya nga po ng sabi ni Attorney. Nabanggit niyo po na kasama po yung private sector, lalo na po yung pamilya.
Yes.
Yun po bang, at hindi lang po klaro sa akin to, Attorney, yung po bang mga may mga kamag-anak na nagkakaroon ng mental health disorders, lalo na po yung nakikita natin na 10 taon po ikinukulong, nakakadena. Ano po ba yung parusang haharapin nito? Sino po ba ang pwedeng umaresto dito? Paano po natin matutulungan yung mga ganong tao po?
So, yung batas, doon din sa penalty section niya, sinasabi na dapat hindi mo minamaltreat, no? Or hindi mo inaabuso yung mga may mental health conditions. Sama doon ng pamilya. Sama doon ang tinatawag nating carers. Yung mga, siguro yung nurse na na-assign, katulong sa bahay. Oo, mahirap siya. Pero hindi yun excuse para ikaw mismo maging less of a human being ka sa pagtrato sa mga taong may ganong kondisyon. Hindi, ang challenges sa pagiging carer, hindi siya excuse na kalimutan na tao yung may mental health condition. At dahil dyan, nahaharap ka sa posibleng penalties from 10,000 to imprisonment. At sino pwedeng saan ka magsusumbong? Just as in any criminal act, you can go to the fiscal, go to the police, file a case, and the person can actually face criminal charges. So, yun din yung, sana reminder nga, end of the day, tao yan eh. Any human being, whether they suffer mental health issues or not, expect that they should be treated with dignity and with respect. And being family or a carer does not excuse you from treating everyone with dignity and with respect.
Attorney, yung ganito po nung sinabi nyo na dapat hindi din nababawasan yung humanity natin, yung pagkatao natin sa pagtrato natin sa mga taong may special needs nga
Yeah.
po. Kasi pare-pareho po tayong tao dito sa mundo. At dapat patas-patas din po ang trato. Yun po. Meron po ba kayong mensahe ngayong World Mental Health Day para sa mga taong may maaring nakararanas ng problema or baka naman po para sa mga taong may kakayanan o kapangyarihan na ma-improve po ang ating mga serbisyo para po sa mga taong dumaranas nga po ng mental health disorders.
Yes, ngayong mental health day, awareness day, siguro isa ring reminder at the end of this whole, at the heart of this whole discussion really is a reminder na tao tayong lahat. May dignidad, dapat nirerespeto, may kapasidad, Oo, meron tayong iba't ibang limitasyon, iba't ibang challenges, at iba't ibang kakayanan. Pero hindi ito excuse na makalimutan natin ang ating pagkatao. So para dun sa mga nagsasuffer ng mental health issues, siguro, I know it's been said so many times, get help. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is common even. Get help. There are people who will help. If they're not family, fine. But there are people who are willing to help and you should get help. For those naman in a position to help, people, it's difficult to reach out. And when people reach out, sana naman sumagot ka or tumugon ka in a manner that empowers them, not belittles them or degrades them even further. And sana, ako, panalangin ko, as a country, we become better versions of ourselves, holistically. That includes mental health as well. So,
Ang ganda po ng sinabi niyo, na gusto ko rin pong i-share sa ating mga viewers na huwag po tayong matakot na humingi ng tulong kasi meron pong tutulong. Ako po, 2 doktor yung nakausap ko bago po ako nakahanap ng actual help na nagbago po yung buhay ko. Naka-receive ako ng proper treatment. Nakahanap din po ako ng ibang mga tao na makakatulong sa akin. Kasi, aminin na po natin, hindi po lahat ng tao makakausap nyo ay makakaintindi. At kung nandun po kayo sa posisyon na yon, wag po kayong mag-give up kasi meron pong tutulong. Nandito po si Atty. Aguila as proof na meron pong, there's hope here at the end of it all. At syempre, dahil World Mental Health Day, gusto ko lang pong sabihin sa inyo na wag po tayong mag-give up. Napakasimpleng bagay na pwedeng gawin. Just hold on for another minute, for another hour, another day. Kasi we can't tell what's gonna happen next. Maghihintay po tayong lahat na IRR. Tawag po tayo sa ating mga congressmen at mga representatives at Congress, rather. Yun po yung politically correct term. Tawag po tayo sa kanila. Iparamdam po natin na importante ito sa atin. Para mabigyan po ng sufficient unang-una budget. Dahil kailangan, ang pagkakaintindi ko po ay kailangan din ng training dahil kasama po sa Mental Health Act yung pagbibigay ng, pagpapadala ng mental health workers.
yes, at saka facilities
Facilities po.
So, kaya ikukulong mo talaga sa isang kwartong walang any amenities kung wala kang facilities.
Yes
diba?
po.
So, kailangan talagang kasama yun sa budget.
Yes. Bigyan po natin ito ng budget kasi it's a public health concern. Lahat po tayo ay magbe-benefit kung lahat po tayo ay functioning, masaya. At yun, we'll hear more updates from you, Attorney.
Yes,
Kasi
yes.
gusto po namin makita kung saan po dadalhin ang ating bansa nitong Mental Health Act. At maraming salamat po sa pagsama ninyo sa aming ngayong hapon. Kung meron pa po kayong mga additional questions at nahihiya lang po kayong itanong ngayon, sabihin niyo lang po sa amin at ipaparating pa rin po namin kay Attorney yan. At para po sa mga malalaking balita at impormasyon, sundan lamang ninyo po ang social media accounts ng GMA News. At bisitahin rin ang gmanews.tv para sa latest na balita. At maaari nyo rin pong baka, Attorney, meron po ba kayong gusto i-plug na accounts?
Well, just follow the news and follow the real news.
Follow Real News. Ayan,
Follow
meron
Real
po
News.
kaming endorsement. Follow Real News. Maraming salamat po at hanggang sa susunod na edisyon ng Ask Away mga kapuso, maraming salamat ulit.